This is an interesting time. This part of the book where I'm coming to the ending is complex compared to some of the earlier parts of the book, but extremely rewarding to create. The reason being, in a nutshell, that even though I make a detailed plan to follow, the minor changes that happen throughout the book when I'm writing the draft lead to big changes near the end. It's as simple as that. It's expected. I know it's going to happen. It's part of it. It's never not happened to me. And that makes it so that it's more difficult to write, but also more rewarding. And I love it. I let the ideas flow in a organized, structured way. I still have the structure of the story. I still know more or less where I'm going, what my themes are, what I'm attempting to get the reader to feel as they read it. I have all these inner guides, and within these guides, I do let my creativity flow. So I just saw a comment from Music Through DHD. Thank you for your comment, I appreciate you. So I wanted to bring it up in a video, and I did respond to you and say I'd mention it in the video tomorrow, but I'm literally, as I record this, editing the video for today, so I thought, why not quickly record my full answer here now. So you asked, the question was, how did you go from too many ideas to being locked in? And that was on yesterday's video, where I titled it, I am on it. I started the video saying I'm locked in, I'm focused, I know what I'm doing. When the previous day I said that I had too many ideas, I didn't know where I was going. I had changed some things from the plan, and my mind was just having all these ideas that were going in all sorts of different directions. I answered the question in the comments, which is basically, I picked an idea and ran with it. But let me go a bit more into how I picked the idea, how I picked the direction that I'm going, in the hopes that it might help you with your own writing. I am very hesitant to give writing advice in the general, like this is how you should do it. I think that writing is a very personal thing. Do what works for you. This is what works for me. When I write a story, when I'm coming up with the idea, with the plan, I am thinking a lot on how I want the reader to feel. I often figure that out very early on in the journey. And from how I want the reader to feel about the overall story comes the main principle of what kind of story for this. So for the current story that I am writing, the way I want the reader to feel is on edge all the time. Feel like they are watching a car crash and they know the crash is coming. They don't know how, they don't know when, but they can just see that the car crash is coming and they're on edge just waiting for it to happen. They don't want it to happen, but they know it's going to, and they're just waiting for it. That's how I want to make the reader feel throughout this whole book. I decided that early on. The way the book is structured, everything is pointed towards that. I got to a point where I felt that to add to that crisis feeling, that car crash feeling, I had to kill off a character that was originally planned to survive. That is a massive change because that character had a lot to do with the events that was following. So that has had a ripple effect through the full rest of the book. And that is why when I was trying to figure out what to do after I had killed off that character, my head was all over the place. But to get to being locked in one day, I looked at every single idea I had and said, what best embodies the way I want the reader to feel? And in this story particularly, it so happens that that's pretty much making things get worse and worse. I want them to feel like everything is going off the rails. So it's making everything get worse and building up to and eventually having the car crash. Everything is in service of how I want the reader to feel. I hope that helps. I hope I explained it well. In a nutshell, pick your main principle of what kind of story this is. That should be based on how you want the reader to feel throughout the story, and then choose the idea that best aligns with that. Okay, I think I am done with chapter 19 now. Nice chapter. I need to write chapter 18, which I'm going to switch. I put it in red here because this is what I had and was doing, but I'm going to switch it to be from Arjanin's point of view. And it's going to be mostly new content. So I have to think real deeply about what I'm doing here. I think that the last few chapters order is going to change a little bit, or the numbering. What I mean by that is I'm going to add a chapter 18 now, but there might be even more to add in between what is going to be chapter 18 and what is current chapter 19. We will see. I'm gonna focus on chapter 18. If I am able to get it done today, that would be really nice. We'll see. I'm not gonna rush it, just it would be nice. I don't think I'm gonna finish this chapter today because I'm finding it quite difficult. Wait, I feel like I'm on a roll. Okay, so I have written the new version of chapter 18 up to the point that I had written the previous version, but that was in Galen's point of view and this is in Arjanin's point of view. So now I'm continuing on with what I have planned for Arjanin's next point of view, but it's going to be in chapter 18 as well. I have a group of raiders in this book, and in the original plan, Arjanin and Galen were meant to be captured by the raiders together, but now it's only Arjanin. So I've replaced Galen with another character from the main settlement, but still a lot of the drama between Arjanin and Galen isn't going to happen anymore. So these storylines will be slightly smaller, so I can fit more in this chapter. I think I finished chapter 18, but my current chapter 19 I don't think is going to stay my chapter 19. There are some things I want to do in between. I need to figure it out. I'm done for the day. I'm not going to think about it anymore. Tomorrow I'll continue the process. AA Watson out.